Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk?
Aloha and good morning. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative David A. Tarnas. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Out of deference to our Queen, please rise. I'm going to be playing the melody to the Queen's Prayer, Ke Aloha e Ke Akua, written by Queen Liliuokalani while she was under house arrest just next door in Iolani Palace. The words of this hymn really beautifully express the need to forgive and be forgiven. Amen.
Thank you, Representative Tarnas. Chief Clerk, we're on item 1, roll call. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ayu, Mr. Alcos, Ms. Amato, Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Chun, Ms. Cochran, Mr. Evslin, Mr. Ganadin, Mr. Garcia,
Excuse.
Mr. Garrett, Mr. Gates,
Excuse.
Mr. Hashem, Mr. Holt, Ms. Hussey Burdick, Ms. Ichiyama, Ms. Kahaloa, Ms. Capella, Mr. Kila,
Excuse.
Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Ms. Lachika, Ms. Lamosao, Ms. Lowen, Ms. Martin,
Present.
Ms. Martinez, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. Miyake, Ms. Mizuno, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima,
Excuse.
Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Pirik, Ms. Poepoe, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama, Ms. Souza, Mr. Takeyama, Ms. Takenouchi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ward,
Excuse.
Mr. Woodson, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, 46 members are present, 5 are excused.
Thank you. Item 2, reading of the journal. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred.
So ordered. Item 3, Mr. Clerk, are there messages from the governor?
Mr. Speaker, there are none.
Item 4, Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, if you and the members will turn your attention to the addendum to today's order of the day. We are in receipt of communications returning the noted House concurrent resolutions, both having been adopted in the Senate. We are in further receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has disagreed to the amendments proposed by the House to the noted Senate concurrent resolutions. We are in further receipt of communications informing the House that the Senate has appointed conferees to the noted House and Senate bills. Finally, we are in receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has made changes to conferees to the noted Senate bill.
Members, introductions. Representative Chun.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce my session staff. First, I have my legislative aide, Lydia Hemmings. Please stand. And also my committee clerk, Kyle Louie, and my legislative intern, Cory Matsumoto. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Representative Tarnas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to introduce my staff who kindly came down to listen to me play the flute. If all five of you could stand up. Sean, Jen, Trinity, Reese, Calais, thank you so much for working for me, and welcome to your House of Representatives. Thank you.
Representative Peruso.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce in the gallery Mitzi Higa, formerly of HSTA and longtime veteran teacher in the DOE, now working with HTSB. Thank you and welcome to your House of Representatives.
With no further introductions, the chair will call a recess. Recess. Will the House come to order? We are currently at the order of the day, item 5, final reading. Members, there will be 3 motions. 1 to agree to the Senate amendments, 1 to suspend the rules for final reading by consent, and 1 to pass the House bills on final reading. Rep. Nakamura for the motion to agree.
Mr. Speaker, I move to agree to the amendments made by the Senate to House Bill number 1597, HD1, House Bill number 1598, HD1, House Bill number 1599, HD1, House Bill number 1600, HD1, House Bill number 1879, HD1, House Bill number 1881, HD1, House Bill number 2069, HD1, House Bill number 2072, HD1, House Bill number 2231, HD1.
Representative Morikawa,
I second the motion.
any discussions? Members will be taking a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Morikawa,
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules of the House in order to consider certain House bills for final reading by consent calendar.
Representative Matsumoto, Representative Perrick,
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
any questions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Nakamura,
Mr. Speaker, I move that said House bills with Senate drafts as listed on pages 1 through 3 pass final reading.
Representative Morikawa,
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
any discussion on HB 1597, HB 1598, next page, HB 1599, HB 1600, HB 1879, HB 1881, HB 2069, next page, HB 2072, Representative Abbalati.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In support, with request to insert written comments.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you. HB 2231. All right, members. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, on the measures before us, all majority members vote aye.
Representative Perrick.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the measures before us, all minority members vote aye, with the exception of the following. On HB 2231, HD1, SD1, the following representatives vote no: Alcos, Matsumoto, and Perrick.
Have all votes been cast? Said Senate bills pass final. Said bills pass final reading. All right, members. Please turn to your digital action sheets. We will be taking 2 motions. 1 to suspend the rules to reconsider our previous action in disagreeing to the Senate amendments, and 1 to reconsider our previous action and give notice of the intent to agree. Representative Nakamura for the motion to suspend the rules to reconsider previous action.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules of the House to reconsider action previously taken in disagreeing to amendments made by the Senate to certain House bills.
Representative Morikawa,
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
any questions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. Motion is carried. Representative Nakamura for the motion to reconsider.
Mr. Speaker, I move to reconsider action previously taken in disagreeing to the amendments made by the Senate and to give notice of the intent to agree to the amendments to the following House bills as referenced on your digital action sheets. House Bill number 1527, HD1. House Bill number 1595, HD1. House Bill number 1611, HD2. House Bill number 1842, HD1. House Bill number 1869, HD1. House Bill number 2071, HD1. House Bill number 2295, HD1. House Bill number 2342, HD1. House Bill number 2352, HD1. House Bill number 2425, HD2. House Bill number 2444, HD1. House Bill number 2483, HD1. House Bill number 2513, HD1. House Bill number 2526, HD2.
Representative Morikawa,
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
any discussions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, these measures will appear on tomorrow's order of the day for agree and final reading. Item 6, announcements. Representative Sayama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Consumer Protection and Commerce requests a waiver of the 48-hour advance notice requirement for the purpose of conducting a public hearing with the decision-making to follow on SCR 34, requesting the Hawaii Medical Association, Hawaii Psychiatric Medical Association to convene a roundtable to establish medical protocols to ensure that an individual's thyroid function is tested before psychotropic medications for mental illness are prescribed.
So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The public hearing will be held on April 17, 2024 at 2 p.m. in conference room 423. Thank you.
Any further announcements or late introductions? All right, members, we are moving on. Representative Nakamura.
Hi, I'd like to introduce the group from up here. Most of them wearing black. Please stand and be recognized by the House of Representatives, and welcome.
Chief Clerk, if we could insert their names into the journal. All right, members.
Chair, sorry, Speaker.
Representative Cochran.
Thank you. And Speaker, I'd like to introduce Ki'i Ka'ohanohano all the way from Maui, and just wanted to welcome her to the House of Representatives. Thank you for being here and taking the time. Aloha.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Representative Perrick.
I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.